Self improvement is hailed by me and a lot of other YouTubers in this niche as like this ultimate goal, our ultimate tool to achieve all of your goals. We talk about how great it is and how every man needs to be on self improvement. We give you ways to get on self improvement. We talk about the importance of discipline, respect, confidence, complacency, everything right. And, if done properly, it is this, it is something that you can very well achieve anything you want to because you have prepared yourself, you've given yourself the discipline, you've given yourself everything you need to succeed in life. But if done wrong, it may lead to worse results than before, because like everything in life, you can study for a test, and that studying for the test is supposed to help you, you know do well on the test, get your A, get the A in the class, pass the class. But if you don't study the right things, you're not going to pass the test. Like if you're studying, well, right now I'm in US history. So if I'm studying history, if I'm supposed to be studying for a US history test and I'm studying what they were doing in Asia in 1850 instead of what they were doing in America in 1850, I won't succeed on the test. And it's the same thing in self improvement. If you go about it wrong, it won't help and it might actually hurt you. So let's talk about what doing self improvement wrong is. So when I first started self improvement, I would hate myself for making mistakes, like eating junk food or fapping. I would constantly, look in the mirror and berate myself, call myself names, tell myself that I need to do better and that I was some bad words and everything like that because I was so angry with myself for doing these mistakes. You know, it was really like, it was really bad. Sometimes I would hit myself, although not hard, but to make myself like actually feel pain, I would hit myself to a point where it did hurt. And this kind of mindset, this kind of self talk, this kind of, beration of yourself, I don't think it made my mental health better at all. This entire journey of self improvement is supposed to make your mind and your body better. And by berating yourself, you're almost isolating or pushing yourself away from your mind. And instead of being joined as one, you see your mind as this enemy who has all these bad desires. But, a lot of those desires are very natural. Like fapping, no, is not natural, but the desire for intimacy is. And we need to realize this and we need to work with our mind to figure out what the problem is instead of pushing it away and saying it's stupid, it sucks. Why would it make me do this? We need to work with it to figure out what the problem is and really work through it so we can be a better person and improve both our bodies and our minds. Because self improvement isn't just about the mind, it's not just about the body, it's about improving yourself as a whole, as together. So, on self improvement, and especially the start, you need to understand that mistakes will always happen, especially in the start. I need to really emphasize if you are starting, you're gonna have trip ups on self improvement like every couple of days, maybe even every day, because you are very well still working through self improvement. Just like teaching a baby how to walk, the baby's gonna learn how to crawl first, and it's not gonna be very good at crawling. But then once it finally gets to walking, it doesn't know how to walk, so it will constantly fall and trip and try and use other things to make it easier. And that time of not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, pushing through, trying your best to stay up without tripping, is that, is really the most important time in self improvement because it teaches you what you can do, what you need to do, what works for you. And it teaches you yeah, I'm going to trip up, I'm going to fail. It's going to happen wherever I go in life. But I need to realize that, it is okay to fail. Like, I started self improvement. I was doing bad things every day, I would eat junk food all over the weekends. I was struggling with no fap, I would sometimes miss workouts because I didn't feel like doing them. And, that is like, that's okay, because we need to start from somewhere. We're not going to be this perfect self improvement God when we start. We have to start from, this self improvement baby who's just learning how to walk. And, we cannot get too mad at ourselves for making mistakes, because those mistakes are how we learn. But, on the other hand, yes, we should get mad at ourselves. We should, if we eat junk food, we should be like, really? Why do we do that? Like, we should understand that what we did was not a good thing and that we need to change it. But it can't be something where we're just self-talking negatively about ourselves, that we're saying all these like horrible things, saying that we suck, that we'll never succeed. We just need to get past it, realize it happened. It's not like we can change it, and then go back to self-improvement. It doesn't matter, Christmas is coming up very soon. I'm not sure when this video will be posted, but as the time of recording, it is roughly 2 days before Christmas and 1 day before Christmas Eve. I know, right? I don't know why I said that, but yes, 1 day before Christmas Eve is in fact 2 days before Christmas. But my whole point is, nobody's gonna eat healthy on Christmas. I'm not gonna eat healthy. I know I've made so many cookies over the past 2 weeks, and it is going to be a huge, huge amount of cookies going into my stomach. And I'm not going to get mad at myself for it. I've made this week since like Monday nearly perfect, because I knew that, Christmas Eve is coming up, Christmas is coming up, and I'm going to eat a lot of cookies, and I should make this week good. So I know this is fine. But in saying the fact that I'm eating a lot of cookies, I need to talk about the binge fallacy, because this is something I see a lot of guys fall into, and it really, really hurts them. So, the binge fallacy is this idea that, oh, I already did this, so I may as well completely indulge myself today. Like, I especially see it with porn and junk food, that guys will be like, oh, I already fapped, or oh, I already ate some junk food today, so I may as well, let's just work with porn right now, because that one's definitely the one I see more, is, oh, I already fapped today, so I may as well fap 6 times. And, it would be something like, if your self-improvement trajectory was like this, and then you fapped and it dropped, and then you got over it. Maybe you spent a little time being sad, then you got over it. It would start going back up. But with the binge fallacy, it goes like this: it faps, you drop, sure, and then you fap again, and now you're all the way down here before you realize I still need to be improving, and you just start going back up. So it really will hurt your progress as binge fallacy, and that is something that is very, 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 very important to um, work through, find out the reason why you are binging, and work past it, because we're always going to make mistakes. But if we let those mistakes affect us in the way that binge fallacy does, we will be very, very, we'll be off very much worse. Trust me, it will be very bad for you. But, in just like in school and sports, we make a mistake, but in school, what if we get a C on an assignment? We're like, oh, we got a C. But does our mind really go, oh, I got 1 C, so I might as well fail this entire quarter? No. We see that we have 1 C and we're like, oh God, we have a C. We need to do better so we can keep this grade up. That's the exact same thing that should be happening in self-improvement. We should see, oh, we fapped, or oh, we ate junk food. And it's not, oh, I may as well do it for the rest of the day and indulge myself completely. It's, oh, I need to do better because I just did this and I know this is bad for me. And it's not something where we're telling ourselves, oh, you're stupid, you suck, you're bad at school. It's, I need to do better. How am I going to do better? That's just how self improvement works. Everything about self improvement is seeing a problem in your life and saying, I need to do better. How am I going to do better? It's as simple as that. I know in practice it is much harder to not, you know, talk to yourself in a bad way, especially since brains are meant to find the negativity in life. But if you can, just try and figure out how to do better without doing all the negative stuff, because that negative stuff is going to hurt your mental health in the long run. Trust me. So, just I really need to put this around. I've seen so many people who have ended up with worse mental health because of self-inflicted mental wounds from making mistakes, from that self-talk of you're stupid, you suck. That self-talk is the talk of people with depression, with anxiety, who need help, and mental health, who have mental health problems. And yes, those things can be fixed, but the only way they can be fixed is by changing that self talk. Because if you genuinely believe that you suck, that you are stupid, why would anybody else think you aren't? It is one of those things where you give off a certain, for lack of a better word, vibe. And everybody else knows that you do this, and they realize what you're doing, and they kind of see you in the way you see you because of the vibe you give off to them. So we need to realize that we are good. We look a lot better than we think. We do a lot of things that we don't think are so good right now, but they are a lot better than what we used to do. And that we need to cherish the fact that we do them and respect ourselves for the fact that we've put so much work and effort into this. And then also realize the only way we get better and the only way we can do more is by working harder. So if we never made mistakes, we'd never be able to get better, because we would never realize what we're doing is wrong. We'd never realize that there's a better way to go around things. So cherish the opportunity that mistakes give, instead of feeling down and sad in the fact that you made a mistake. But in saying all of that, the only way to learn from your mistakes is to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. I'll see you guys next time. Merry Christmas.